anesthetic drugs, how it affects the cerebral blood flow, physiology. Basic idea is exactly understanding the physiology of the cerebral brain. It's a very interesting thing. As I was asking Shiva, the weight of the brain is around 1400 grams and it takes around 15%, 12-15% of cardiac output. And the CMR is around 3.5 ml per 100 gram per minute. You should know what is the difference between CMR and CMR. Repeatedly we have been discussing. He was telling Shiva CMR. At that one place he suddenly came to CMR. Has it ever occurred what is the difference between CMR and CMR? There is a difference. CMR, everybody knows, oxygen consumption per minute for 100 milligrams of 100 grams of the brain tissue. Okay, now what is the brain? Around 1400 grams. So 3.5 ml of oxygen is consumed by 100 grams of brain per minute. So normal brain is around 1400 grams. So how much it will consume? Around 50 ml of oxygen will be consumed per minute. That is the CMR. Now what is this damn CMR? CMR is CMRO2 as well as glucose consumption for the function of the brain. Brain needs oxygen as well as glucose. Both are when understood together and consumed together, that is CMR, cerebral metabolic rate. It could be glucose consumption, it could be oxygen. Now it's clear? Now the whole thing revolves from to, as I said, myogenic and chemical and neurogenic. In all of the things, the first and foremost thing which you should remember is Monroe-Kelly hypothesis or doctrine. That doctrine, if you understand, is a dynamic equilibrium between the blood in the cranium, CSF in the cranium, and the brain tissue. Now imagine the intracranial volume is 1700 ml and brain tissue volume is 1400 ml. Now what is the 300 ml? 150 ml will be CSF and 150 ml would be blood. Now anything increasing has to be compensated with the other two. If the CSF is increasing, then the blood has to come down and brain tissue has to come. Or if the brain tissue is increasing, CSF has to come. Whole altogether has to stay. Similarly, cerebral perfusion pressure. It's a huge interesting thing, brain, just like heart and the kidney, it has got auto-regulation. Now what is this auto-regulation of the brain? Between 70 mm of MAP, blood pressure of 70 mm and 150 mm of blood pressure, the cerebral perfusion remains the same. How? How can it remain the same? Very, very simple. By chemical, the myogenic, the more CPP is there, how CPP is calculated? ICP is calculated? If the MAP minus intracranial pressure is CPP. CPP has to be around 70 to 80 or 100 mm of Hg. Okay, that has to be there for proper functioning of the brain. As I said, auto-regulation between 70 to 150. If it is exceed the limit of 150, blood pressure, if it is blood pressure is 170 or 180, what will happen? The ICP will go wonky, it will go very high and it will break the blood-brain barrier. That will cause cerebral edema. That should not happen. No. How it is regulated? By the combination of how CP is maintained, myogenic by vasodilatation. The moment this is more, there will be vasoconstriction. So that cerebral blood flow is lessened to the brain. The moment it is less, vasodilation, cerebral blood flow increases, cerebral blood volume increases and comes to normal, CPP comes to normal. This is how it works, the gamut of things. This is how the whole thing revolves around the whole thing. And now you understood the whole thing. Now the most important part of the whole thing is how this thing is affected by our drugs, so-called drugs of anesthetic drug. Now I'll explain you one thing which you will never forget in your lifetime. Let me continue. This I'll explain you. You'll never forget in your lifetime. Entire drugs, you don't have to have the whole time, all gamut of drugs. And he got how barbiturates are working on a cerebral blood volume, how its CMR is affected. You don't have to worry because there are so many, at least you must have used 10 slides or 15 slides only on the various anesthetic drugs on the cerebral blood volume and CMR. One diagram, just simple one diagram will make you understand it better than anything and you will never forget it. And you will be 100% correct. Just simple one vertical line and one horizontal line. Okay, this is increase and this is decrease. This is as it is increase. Now this is cerebral blood volume and this is CMR2. Now, the only two drugs will be there in this. One is nitrous oxide, N2O, and ketamine in this. Okay. That means that nitrous oxide and ketamine will produce increase in CMR2 and increase in cerebral blood volume. Only these two drugs will cause increase in cerebral blood volume, CMR and cerebral blood volume and ketamine. Okay. CMR2 will be increased, the cerebral blood volume will be increased only with these two drugs. Now what are these drugs? These are the volatile anesthetics. Volatile anesthetics. As we mentioned, halocaine, isoflurane, desflurane, all those things. So this will increase whenever volatile anesthetic, cerebral volume will increase and decrease in CMR. Decrease in CMR. And in this, all the opioids and IV induction agents come. So as you are aware, barbiturates, all those things, etomidate, propofol, all these things come under this category. That means this will decrease the CMR2 and decrease the cerebral blood flow. Cerebral blood flow will decrease as well as